Today we are getting into a mousse battle. This is the first one I've ever done, okay? And so on one side we have the Pattern Curl Mousse, promising volume and healthy hold. This is an 8-ounce product and you can get it at Ulta stores, also on the Pattern website. And then on this side we have Miche Gel to Foam Styling Mousse, and they are promising frizz-free definition. This product is a little less than 8 ounces at 7.5 ounces. You can get this on the Miche website. I'm not sure where else Miche is sold. I am new to the brand. Hello everyone, Kayla here, and this is What the Kink, a natural hair channel. So I am going to talk about the styling process that you're going to see while I'm talking, just so you know what's going on with that. I chose to go ahead and do a Bantu knot out. It is a hairstyle that I did a lot when I was transitioning, so I definitely feel like I'm back in my transitioning days. It was just easy to blend the two textures with this particular hairstyle because it pulls the roots straight a little bit. So I like to do something called pre-drying when I do this hairstyle and other hairstyles similar to it. So what you're going to see in the clips is my hair is well, normally it would be damp, but it's dry because people want to go places after I had washed my hair. And also I noticed that now with my hair in its current state or what have you, without product, my hair dries a whole lot faster than it used to dry without product back in the day. So the hair is a little drier than I would have liked. And so that's what I'm styling on. And then also the brush that I'm using throughout is the Felicia Leatherwood brush. And I think I will link the brush in the description box because I just know somebody gonna ask me about this brush. So let's get into the first product. So I have the Pattern Curl Mousse on the right side of my head, and there are some ingredient call outs that I want to make, and some kind of just general comments I want to make about this product. So first of all, the hold is coming from PVP and Polyquaternium 11. Polyquaternium 11 tends to be humidity resistant, so a lot of brands will put this in the product to help with the humidity. This also has a little bit of oil and glycerin, so when I saw it I was like hoping that they would not compromise the level of hold that could be found in the product. But overall, since the PVP and the Polyquaternium 11 were so high up on the ingredients list, I'm already here for it. I'm already like living for it. So on the Miche, there is a little bit of a story here. I'll try my best to make it brief, and so as to not bother you guys with all the details and like, you know, little itty bitty pieces of a full story. However, the Miche ingredient call out number 1, there is silk in the products. You guys know that I'm a vegan and you're like, girl, what? Here's the deal. I actually contacted them about that. I was like, the product says it's vegan, but y'all got silk in there. What's the dealio? And the person said that this is not animal derived silk at all. And so, you know, I let them know like, hey, can y'all like call that out on the packaging though to make it more clear? Because I'm sure there's plenty of other vegans that saw that and was like, okay, I ain't gonna buy that. They sent this to me for free, not to make a video or do anything like that, just to gift it to me. And so I was just trying to determine if I was gonna have to gift it to somebody else, because I don't like to waste stuff when I come across things that are not vegan. But according to them, this is actually in fact synthetic and vegan. And then there is Polyquaternium 55, and Polyquaternium 55 is high up, which is good. That's going to give it strong hold. And also I believe this Polyquat also gives a little bit of humidity resistance as well. Great for me here in Florida. I did notice a little bit further down on the ingredients list that there is PVP, which is also an ingredient that provides hold, but it is further down. I don't know that much about PVP, meaning I haven't really looked into it, I'm going to be honest, but I'm assuming that maybe PVP works good at a smaller concentration in the product and that's why it's farther down. That's just my assumption. I am not entirely sure. So after I styled my hair with these products, I did my typical drying that I used to do back in the day. Like I said, my hair now dries a lot faster than it used to in the olden days. So I typically would do 30 minutes high heat, and then I would do an hour of low heat sitting under there. That's probably overkill and completely unnecessary, but I decided to go ahead and do my oldie moldy trusty dusty method to dry this hair, and then I came back the next day and took it down, and that's where my thoughts begin. Pattern Beauty. Okay, the right side of my head. It is giving old school hairdresser, crunchy. We put some spritz on it when we were done with it. It definitely, it's not crunchy in a bad way. I want y'all to understand, I'm not saying it's crunchy in a bad way, but it just, as I was taking it down, it just made me think about an old school perm rod set that you would get at a hair salon. That's what it was giving me all the way, and I'm not mad at that at all. Now, Miche was not exactly the same, okay? A little different when it came to the Miche side. The Miche side was fully set, okay? So it didn't feel any less set or any less together than the Pattern Beauty side. However, the Miche felt like maybe there was like a coated feeling, not in a bad way, again, not in a bad way, but it felt like maybe there was like a product coating over my hair, and that could be due to the fact that my hair was not damp when I styled it. That could totally be it, and maybe a little bit of water would like dissipate that feeling. And then there were like maybe 2 spots at the roots randomly out of all the knots that I had on the left side of my head that felt like a little cold at the roots, like, you know, like they didn't get quite dry. So I'm guessing maybe this product is a little bit thicker because it is a gel to mousse product. I have tried a gel to mousse before, particularly the Verb gel to mousse, and they tend to be really thick in the container. I can't see this one because Miche went with a white bottle, but they come out like a regular foam, but it then has more of a creamy feel when you apply it to your hair. So I think that that's what's going on, as well as that, you know, my hair wasn't damp, and then on top of that, this is a slightly heavier product because it's a gel to mousse product. Also, I noticed that as I was separating my hair, I noticed that some of the ones in the Miche section wanted to separate into more than just 2. I know some of y'all gonna be mad about it, but I'm not someone who separates and fluffs my sets. I just don't do it. I just try to do enough to get a decent amount of head coverage. So some of y'all might need to do more or less than me to get a good amount of head coverage. And yes, the back, I could probably have put a knot like dead in the center of my head and fully covered that, but I really don't care that much. But I noticed that when I was taking the Miche down, some of them wanted to separate into more than just the 2 that I had done by using a twist as a base. So sometimes foams do that. I noticed they kind of try to define my hair a little bit more. I didn't really notice it because I started on dry hair, but I'm suspecting that if I started out on damp hair, that this mousse would probably try to define my curls more, because it was trying to separate off into separate sections a little bit more than the pattern. The pattern was like, okay, we're crispy, crunchy set. Separate me into 2 sections, we good to go. But the Miche was like, okay, but we can do a little bit more than this. I forgot to make comments on the scents. Girl, how I forget that? Okay, listen, the pattern side definitely smells like all the other Pattern Beauty products except for the treatment mask. Treatment mask doesn't smell like the other products. It smells like a Pattern Beauty product. If you smelled it before, you smelled it before. The Miche side smelled like body wash. Kind of like a fruity body wash. And the 2 scents together combined kind of reminds me of like Wetline Extreme. It's giving Wetline Extreme. So both of them were very scented upon initial application of each product. They both were very like, I could definitely smell each one. And of course, obviously on day 1, the scents were still very, very strong. So let's talk about like results after day 1. First of all, I didn't film day 2. Like sometimes I'll come and I'll sit down and do a little 360 or whatever and then go about my business. Especially if I'm planning to film something else already on that day. Well, I didn't film day 2. However, the video that's coming out right after this, I'm wearing the same hair, and it's day 2 hair. So if you're really curious after this, you can go and look and see what the day 2 hair looks like. But what we are seeing right here, right today, is day 3 hair. I took my hair out the bonnet. Rip it out the bonnet. It been acting brand new. So yeah, I ripped my hair out the bonnet this morning. It is the morning of the 3rd day. I will tell you, I did not really go out. It is humid AF right now, and I work from home, so I don't really have a reason to go outside. I think I went outside to get the mail like 2 times. I stood outside and kind of talked to my husband for a second while he was cleaning off his truck because he went to the beach. And you could drive on the beach here as long as you have like the little pass thing. So he was washing his truck and I stood out there and talked with him a bit. I didn't feel any reaction from my hair, you know, and I haven't been anywhere really since. My husband does want to go downtown for lunch into this little sandwich shop. So I will need to be outside after I park in one of the lots and stuff. And honestly, I don't really, my hair's not strongly reacting, but I would expect my hair to swell if I was really outside for real. But I feel like my hair is so set that these probably are slightly humidity resistant, but I don't want to fully stamp approval of humidity resistant on here, being that I really have not been that many places outside. So the footage for this is still back on my camera at home, so I feel like I can like totally continue to film another video. My eyes are going everywhere because that's what happens when I film on my phone. But as you can see, my hair is still intact. This is me without studio lighting and all that kind of stuff. And I went downtown for lunch with my husband, as I said in the video, and I was, you know, walking outside, trying to be slow walking outside. It's very humid. Like, you can feel it in the air when you step outside. I think the dew point is like 75 or something like that. It's pretty high. And yeah, my hair is not reacting, like, at all. Like, at all. I will say that when I was walking out of the store, because I was just in Walgreens, I felt like I could smell the miche more, but I don't know if that was like me being outside or what. Excuse me, carbonated drink at lunch. But yeah, the way my hair is like really not reacting to this humidity, pretty impressive. Now, here we are at day 3. I will say that the Pattern Beauty side definitely has the stronger scent. I can smell this easily with little effort as compared to the miche. The miche scent is still there, but I have to work to smell it. I have to move my head and stuff like that to try to smell it. It no longer has that combined Wetline Extreme scent anymore. It is definitely the Pattern scent. Also the set, the hairdresser old school set feel has dissipated, okay? It just feels like hair that's been set, like, you know, it's still a little there. It still very much has hold, and you guys can see it bouncing back and stuff, but it doesn't feel like that hairdresser set. Now the miche, it feels a little bit like maybe I put a little bit of a serum or something on my hair. So that producty feeling is still kind of there, but it feels like maybe I've tried to finish my set with some serum. Not a bad thing, not at all. And I think they're both equally as set as they were when I originally did them. I don't think one of them is like far superior above the other one. I do have some thoughts on like which one you would choose if you were trying to get like the best one out of the two. But as far as me and Kayla, I would interchangeably purchase either one of these and it really wouldn't matter that much. So here's like the dividing line for me. I think that the Pattern's extra crispy, like old school hairdresser set, and the whole fact of polyquaternium 11 is in there, and that's definitely something that's humidity resistant. I think for the more like humidity living girlies, that's going to be the better bet. The miche though is extremely awesome, and I think would work year round for most people. Like it's holding up, it's holding its own, and it does have like a serum-y coating. So if you don't mind that, go for that. I think another thing that's going to draw a line in the sand for people is the scent. The Pattern scent is what it is, and I know some of you guys, because you said on my other videos, y'all don't like the scent of the Pattern Beauty products. You just don't like it, and you're gonna get that with this. It smells literally like every other Pattern Beauty product. So I think that that could be a reason why someone chooses not to buy the Pattern Beauty foam, because of the scent. Let's keep it real. I don't know what she was doing with that, but it is a deterrent for a lot of people, unfortunately. So if you're interested in foams, I do have a foam video. It's just foams in general. Neither one of these foams are featured because I had never tried them at that point. I'm going to let YouTube recommend another video here. Subscribe. I post videos every week, and I will talk to you in the next one.